Now, it's been a little bit over a month since Google revealed their gaming platform, Stadia, but something really interesting happened yesterday where a Microsoft and Xbox executive basically took some shots at Google, questioning if they actually have the content to pull off what they're trying to accomplish. And it's something you normally don't see from Xbox. Most of the time, it's, hey, PlayStation, congratulations on shipping your God of War and Spider-Man. Nintendo Switch, we all love you. Most of the time, Microsoft is very cordial with their competitors. And the fact that we see one of Xbox executives come out and take a direct shot questioning whether Google has what it takes to be in the gaming market, it really reinforces the idea that Microsoft views Stadia as a big-time competitor. What's going on, guys? Randall, Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. I am looking forward to delving deep into Metro Exodus this weekend. But this quote and this whole kind of thing took me off guard because it's been a long time since we have seen Microsoft, or anybody at Xbox rather, take shots at Sony or Nintendo or any of their competitors in the gaming scene. Lately, it's all been about, hey, we're all working together to bring gaming to more people, things like that. But interestingly enough, Mike Nichols, who is a Microsoft's chief marketing officer for Xbox, he didn't really pull any punches when he discussed the weaknesses of the upcoming Google Stadia platform. He basically pointed out that unlike Microsoft, Google doesn't have strong ties to game developers and publishers to deliver the content that fans expect. And here is the direct quote. Emerging competitors like Google have a cloud infrastructure, a community with YouTube, but they don't have the content. And of course, there's been people making fun of this quote last day or so, meaning like, hey, Microsoft's talking about content, but where's that first-party content? Oh, snap! Right, making fun of the fact that the last 2 years on the Xbox platform isn't exactly rife with great first-party content when you release games like State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves and Crackdown 3 especially. So that's one point. But Microsoft has a first-party studios. They have many of them. I think they have up to 14 now making games for that. But this quote is kind of what Microsoft considers the three pillars of their platform going forward. You have cloud, which Google has a big cloud infrastructure just like Microsoft. Microsoft has Azure, Google has their own. They have community. Xbox has the community with Xbox Live, and Google obviously has a extremely large community with YouTube. But Xbox has Xbox Game Studios. They have been in the games industry since 2001. They have built relationships with all the big third-party publishers like EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and the list just keeps on going. They have indie relationships with, small-time indie developers with ID at Xbox. These are the type of relationships that you build over the course of time, and it's not something you can kind of just walk in one day and start. A lot of these publishers and developers probably look at Google Stadia with, is this really going to work out? What's the revenue split? Are you going to be owning your games, renting games? We don't really know the hows and the whys and the whens, which is why Google, of course, hired Phil Harrison to actually lead them, because he does have connections, worked at Sony, and he worked at Microsoft. So that's what basically Mike Nichols is calling out here. While Google has the cloud, so they can deliver the games just as good as Microsoft can with Project xCloud, and while they have the community with YouTube, they just don't have the content. They don't have their own first-party content yet. We know that Jade Raymond is building first-party studios for them and games, and they said exclusive content will be big for them in the future. We don't know what other kind of deals they'll be making with third parties. He's basically pointing that out to people that, hey, don't look at Google and what they're doing. They don't really have what it takes along what's really important, which is the content. But we over here at Xbox, we have the content. We got the platform. We have the community. It's all right here for us. And then, Mike Nichols went on to say that basically, regardless of the availability of Project xCloud, the local experience users can get on an Xbox console or Windows PC will remain superior to the cloud in terms of quality. And the quote goes, "You won't necessarily need a device over time, but you'll get the best experience with local processing power." I think that quote means so much to a lot of different people, because there are people scared about this future where streaming potentially takes over. And Mike Nichols has been like, yeah, you won't necessarily need a device. You could, or a local device, but the Xbox console, the Windows PC will play games the best, better than Stadia, better than xCloud, just because it's local processing power, and people seem to forget that. And of course, if you have been paying attention to some news, there's been analysts saying that the PS5 and the Xbox or next-gen Xbox will be the last console hardware ever made, and then after that, it will be basically cloud gaming for everybody. I'm going to make a video about that real soon because I completely disagree with it, but it's really refreshing and reassuring to see a Microsoft executive not only have a little bit of fire under them, feeling a little bit threatened by what Google's doing, throwing that shot saying they don't have the content, but then also saying, you know what? Nothing really beats local hardware, whether it's the Xbox console and the PC. And that's something Microsoft is going to have, and that's something obviously PlayStation is going to have, and Nintendo's going to have. They won't force you to game streaming, which is exactly what Stadia, I keep on mixing those two up, I say it differently each time. That's what they're doing. They want you to stream your games. This is the death of game ownership. They want you to basically log into YouTube. I mean, we've all seen the demos played out during the GDC thing where you click a button, it looks all fancy, the technology, but I'm a little bit concerned. I don't always have the best internet. I don't want to stream everything. I wanted to sit down in front of my TV, my 55-inch LG OLED, directly download a game or put a disc into my console and just play. I don't want to have to be worried about, well, am I running over my data cap this month? I have a 1 terabyte data cap with Comcast. And some months, I get really close to that, even though I don't really stream anything. And I can imagine with the amount of games that someone like I play, in which I play pretty much everything that comes out, I would be approaching that. So not only would I be spending money renting these games, buying these games, and I use buying in quotes because you're not going to own anything, but am I going to have to pay more for unlimited access to a higher data cap? Like I think Comcast is $50 a month to get unlimited. That's expensive, man, and I don't want to have to worry about that stuff. I just want to sit in front of my TV, download the game I want to play, and not have to worry about any limitations that the internet may bring me. We're not at that point yet, and I'm not at that point yet. Now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, a couple generations from now, maybe the internet is so much better. Maybe there are no data caps. Maybe game streaming reaches the point where, it's really no different than actual local hardware. But for right now, that's not the case. Local hardware will be the best. Xbox will offer a system. PlayStation will offer that system, even though more than likely both of them will offer streaming solutions, but options, man. You can buy the console and play your game there. You can stream the game. You can play it on your PC. Xbox is going to give you options. Stadia, whatever you want to call it, they're not giving you any options. It's their way or the highway, and if you have a problem with that, too bad. It's not for you. Now, that's all I really got to say about this whole situation. I just kind of find it funny to see Microsoft attack Google directly, because it's something that they normally don't do. So Microsoft views Google as a big-time competitor, obviously, because Microsoft has plans to reach 2 billion gamers, and Google would stand in the way for that. So Google doesn't have the content, according to Microsoft. And some people would laugh and say, hey man, you need to get some content before you can say that stuff. Of course, they're joking because Microsoft has all the relationships with third-party devs and the first party. They just need to make some quality games in the future. Anyways, guys, that is the video for today. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, share this out on social media, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell if you always want to be notified when I drop new content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.